Dear friends, today we have with us the Vice-Chancellor of Centurion University, Dr. Surpiya Pattanayak. Dr. Pattanayak, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for
Uh,
having
uh,
me.
Dr. Patnaik, tell us about this project that your university is undertaking, where you've got Australian students, First Nations Australian students who have come to your university and they're undertaking a textile course. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, well, thanks so much. Actually, we have had this long-standing relationship with various universities in Australia, and we have been trying to have some kind of programs where we can have Indigenous First Nations people involved. There was some time back that I had put in some kind of a program for a artist in residence program that we didn't come through, but this is a program that so we have always looked for having some kind of engagement with the First Nations. We have had with the mainstream university students, but this is for the first time that we are having with the First Nation students. It's been a long engagement which has come to fruition now. So, because it's taken a long time to kind of we had to engage with the communities, we had to engage with the elders and everybody, and only after that it has transpired that they have agreed to come here for a 6-month program. So we are looking to, and I have seen them over the last 4 months that they've been here. They have another probably a month and a half, and I've seen them grow here actually in many different ways. And I think that is what they will take back, not just the skill, but also engaging with people from different parts of the world. And I think that's what is a phenomenal outcome of this program.
And if I'm not mistaken, this would probably be one of the first, if not the first, such program between Australia and India, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, where a university is concerned, yes, it is the first of its kind. And I think they have had some kind of exchange programs with artists previously, but that's a very different nature of program.
Sure.
But this is for the first time that a university is engaged, and we are completely we have in India also we are a university which caters to the remote and rural areas, and we also have in the state of Odisha some of the largest number of what we call tribal communities. So we have always engaged with a lot of those communities, and we are trying to provide different kinds of programs for them. So I think this is an extension of that in some ways, but it's also quite different because uh, uh, in India they've almost it's almost already you have them involved and engaged in these kind of programs. But this is the first of its kind where we have had the First Nations people come to India for a program such as this.
And
Yes.
how is it going so far? And do you reckon that this is going to be a long term program now? You're looking forward to having more students come over from Australia and perhaps possibly from other places around the world as well.
Yes, absolutely. We are looking at the next batch coming in July, and also we want to expand the kind of disciplinary areas that they're taking up. I think automobiles and that kind of thing. So if there are boys, then looking at different areas that might interest them, and because right now this one has been textiles, fashion, that kind of apparel. That's the kind of thing that this group has undergone. So we are looking to expand that as well, and the amount of period that they spend, because I think it's we know that some people are very quick to pick up, and others when they are starting off on a new uh, structured program, it's not very easy. So I think that's what it is that we are looking at. So they would be, we will have to look at what is the amount of time they're going to spend. And we are looking at, so certainly the First Nations from Australia, We are looking at having a lot of international students from other parts of the world, but they're just like, we are not really looking at First Nations from other places. We are looking at just international students. Yes.
So you're looking at so I would assume that this is an important project because when it comes to indigenous communities, you are focusing on Australia, the First Nations people of Australia. You want to engage more with those communities currently, and other international students from other places.
Yes, absolutely. This is really one of the. This is something that we have started, and we are also looking and trying to study as to, what's going to be the outcome of this, so that we can look at it in terms of the next batches. How do we basically then program it in such a way that it's going to suit the next batches to come, in that sense. But yes, there is a scope of doing things with other groups, but this is absolutely, I think a lot of people are watching this. It's not just us, but I think a lot of people are watching to see how this program will turn out, whether it is going to really have that kind of impact for the students themselves, for their communities, for the society at large. So I think that's what people are trying to look at, and I think that's why it becomes a very important program, even though the numbers are still very small. We don't want to. It's not about the numbers. It's about doing something right,
Yeah.
and getting it right.
Yeah. And just one last question to you, Dr. Patnaik. How important do you think an initiative like this is for the Australia India relationship?
Yeah, I think it's like I said, there are lots of people who are watching it. So obviously, there's the Australian community, also both the education community, the universities, and the other the political machinery and all, for looking at it to kind of see that what's going to be the outcome. Because I think uh, whether we should be having them here, or trying to replicate something like this even there, something has to be done, and I think everybody is watching to see what is it that works, and if it works here, then I think it's going to take the relationship a long way, because I think it only means that if it's not possible there and it's going to work here, then it's going to mean that more and more people come and undertake the training, and then they go back and they're able to actually utilize it and apply it in their realities, and that's what we want to see. How is it that they can use what they've learned here to resolve issues in their communities, to engage with work in their communities, that kind of thing. It's not about just coming here and you know doing something, but actually they should be able to apply what they've learned. And I think that's going to take, if it works, then I think it's going to take the relationship far. And I think that's what matters.
Vice Chancellor Patnaik, thank you so much for speaking with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much.